Hey guys, welcome to another episode of BubbleteaS Gaming, and today will be my first installment of theory crafting. Whether this series takes off is another issue, but today's topic will be about refinement. So, as you know, I don't make edits videos, so I'll just like all my videos are very simple and to the point, whereby I just like ran off on mathematics and doing my own calculations that usually is 80% wrong 60% of the time. But I hope that this issue will be popular. So if you like it, just tell your friends to watch it. So the main purpose of this issue is to like break general norms though. So like today general norms will be refinement. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let me go into the game and explain what I mean. So the general norm for refinement, as you can see, is that everyone is always like, if you watch my previous videos, you know what I'm saying. Like, it's always rally size, army size, total attack, total army, total attack reduction. So in the end, your final score will be 800k rally size, 240k army size, 120 total attack, and 120k total attack reduction. So this is the one that everyone is generally hoping for, the banners lah. Then if your solo attack is usually 332, or like, but the total attack, army reduction, your rally size you change to troop attack. So in this first episode, which I came to think about, like, after, like, I'm pretty sure I saw like more than one person do it. So he got rallied, and when he got attacked, it basically showed that he has very low total attack, but his individual his 3 troop imp spear calf were all 1000 over. So if I did a deep dive and I noticed all his refinement was in troop attack. So instead of like the general norm whereby you focus on total attack, total army attack reduction, he basically, the people that do this basically said that, hey, F this, I'm just going to get 320 total attack from my troops though. Because if I don't use bow, total attack is actually 75% effective. So, okay, so I'm going to start with my Notepad 2020. So what's the idea? Is total, so what's the hypothesis? So let's do H1. Total attack is needed in any row. And I think a H0 or H2, fuck, I can't remember. It's been very long since I worked. Total attack is not needed in any row. So H1, 2, 1. So this is what I can't remember. Last time the hypothesis was like, what, 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Okay, so basically it comes up with the notion whether refinement 4 slots. No, let's see. 8 slots should have contained total attack, which equal to 120. Then the other 8 slots needs to be an attack reduction. So this is the convention that everyone says to go for total attack and total army attack reduction. So let me break it down. The thing I saw, like the theory crafting. So instead of focusing any on total attack, the people who do this usually get like 8 slots inf, 8 slots spear, 8 slots calf. And usually if they are attacking a lot, they go with army size. So this is for rally tank though. So what does this mean? So you get 40x8, you get 320. Wait, 320 inf attack, 320 spear attack, and 320 calf attack. Okay. And usually the last one is army size, 120 or 240k army size. So assuming due to the fact that both setup has army size, so you can conclude that army size is taken out. I saw more extremes build whereby they take away army size and they just put in total attack. So that is basically like the rally tank build though. So okay lah, so let's put it on the docket. 120 total attack. So let's theory craft this though. So essentially, if you're doing the typical banner, like, so let's say if you go doing like total attack reduction, army size, rally size versus inf attack, spear attack, cav attack, and army size. So what you're essentially trading, assume that you don't have both setups, right? 300 total attack and 800 and 240k army. Okay, 300 total attack. So that's what you're getting due to the fact that we said that army size is both sides that have it, right? Army size is neglected. Is void due to both ideals having it, or both theory having it. 300 total attack versus 120 total, 120 reduction, and 800k army size. So what is essentially the breakdown of this setup and whether it's actually viable? So as a banner, like if you're rallying people constantly, I think the 800 army size, right? So essentially, if you're okay, let's break this down for banners. I'm having like many ideas are jumping up my head. It's actually really hard to organize. So banner. So essentially, you're trading. So if you're a banner, you're going to be rallying 15 mil, 12 mil. You're getting 12 mil of. Okay. Wait. Okay. Scrap it. Give me a minute to breathe. Let's say for soloing. Okay, I know how to do this. Soloing. Your army size doesn't matter. So if you're a solo artist and you get 300 total attack, because keep in mind whether you attack in full cav, full infantry, full spear, you're essentially gonna get 320 regardless though. So your lines are always gonna have 320 flat versus 120 total and 120 attack reduction. So this is strictly soloing though. So if you tune your refinement and to this where you have no rally size, where you just dump 3 troop attack and total, you have advantage A. Oh wait, I'm gonna name this setup 1, setup 2. Okay, advantage, you have 320 essentially total attack and you already have bigger than 120 total attack. Essentially you have 200% total attack versus 120% attack reduction. So does 200% total attack edge out 120 attack reduction? So let's say for soloing, right, the maximum army size you're gonna get is, if you're a medium spender, is 1.2 mil. And you're gonna be attacking people who are 3 to 4 million. Usually weaker stats though, but let's say for this, they're assuming both are full T4. And you're in the solo range. So, is it better to buff 200% of 1.2 million? Or let's take it 3.5 to be the average. 3.5 million. You're reducing it by 120. So you get the net value of 1.2, 200, 220, 220. Shit, let me calculator. 240 for setup A versus 420. Wait, let me think. 3.5 mil times 120. Yep, 420. Yep, correct. Setup 2. So if assuming you're attacking people who are actually like have a bigger army size, reduction is actually 420 times more net value, because like when you're attacking, you're reducing their stats by 420, but when you're attacking, you're only increasing yours by 240. So, but there's the trick here. Your attack reduction, let's say if, so this is only when 3.5 mil is significantly more than your army size. So let's say if you are attacking people who are same army size. Let's say if you are not fighting over, let's say you're fighting castle. Let's say you're castle siege, you're hoping to bump this guy out. So 1.2 times 200. And let's say you're fighting someone with the same army size times 120. $144. So you can tell here that the total attack reduction for this build, whereby you do 3-2 types and like an army size versus the traditional total attack reduction, rally size and army size, you have 144 versus 200 if both army size are equal. But if the army size, you're attacking people with way more army size than you, as it gets closer, the break-even point would be I'm thinking how to do this. 2 million. So if you're attacking similar army size, the setup A is better than setup B, or setup 1 is better than setup 2. If you're attacking more, setup 2 is better than setup 1, but it breaks even at 2 million. So at 2 million, if your army size is 2 million and if your army size is 1.2 and you're versus someone with 2 million, is the same. But if you're fighting people with 3 million, setup 2 is more stronger. But if you're fighting someone with lower than 2 million, setup A is stronger. Setup 1 is stronger. So my conclusion is, for soloing, if your army size is smaller than the enemy, the attacking size, by at least 1.5, setup 1 is superior than setup 2. Okay, so essentially, so the conclusion is that the traditional refinement setup is better than the new one. Wait, the conclusion is the traditional pattern is you're attacking bigger army size, while the setup 1 is better if you're attacking equal or lower because of the net effect value. So if you're gonna go with setup 1, just know that you're less as effective than when you're attacking people that bigger targets. But if you're going with setup 2, you're more effective attacking targets that have bigger than your army size, either A in defending castle or B in castle siege. Okay, so this is soloing. Okay, so this is how you theorycraft whether something is actually viable. I'm looking at this, right, and from what I can tell, just using by this setup A. So let's go and see. So setup A, this can actually be better for certain roles though. So certain roles do not need total attack reduction though. They can just do this, and if they're actually rally tanking it, you can actually specs in this and have total attack in replace of attack reduction, and essentially you're having 440 total attack just from your refinement, and that's actually insane though, because a rally tank with 440 extra stats from refinement is actually bonkers though, because your assumption is you have no bows and 440% attack will apply on your 3 lines. It actually might be better than for rally tanks to like ignore total attack reduction and stuff and just go 440 total attack. This might be the best rally tanking refinement. In conclusion, I think the ideal setup. Wait, you also can do this though. So you can do inf attack, spear attack, calf attack, and 120% attack reduction. Would that be net value better? Attack versus reduction. You can consider doing that if you're a banner. Wait, you're soloing though. Whew. Okay, guys, I tell you what, now that I'm actually convinced this might actually be viable, I'm gonna roll my refinement into this and test this out though. It looks like actually makes sense though. If I'm going rally tank, I would actually look at this. 440% total attack from refinement is actually bonkers though. Okay, so guys, this is how Bubbles theory craft though. So like, if you think my math is off, you can calculate for me, but usually when I see something new, I check the viability of whether it works by doing this. Like, this is how a calculation should be this. Okay, so the video is getting more than 16 seconds. I'm going to conclude it now. Inconclusive. More testing required. Okay, I'll probably make a video touching about this, but I'm actually thinking whether this is actually more viable than the traditional setup though. Imagine having like 320 total attack in your refinement is actually might be more useful than having 800k, 240k army size though. Wow. Okay, this is actually interesting though. Because if you're doing total attack, it only ages out when you have bow as a troop. If you don't have bow as a troop, that like leveling individually might be better. Okay, so like you don't give up versatility in this case scenario though. Okay guys, I've been rambling on and I really can't conclude, but this is how like you theory craft whether to a setup is marginally better. Always be different, and the people who I see doing this, actually thank you though. This give me something to ponder. Okay, this is BubbleteaS. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and tell me your thoughts on the comments though. It might actually be really interesting.